And welcome out to the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Gore and Soup Campbell on hand here at Nettleton. I tell you what, Soup, it is really hard not to be a fan of football with this type of atmosphere we're at tonight. You saw great crowds here turning out to support their Nettleton Tigers, as well as an active crowd and a vocal crowd across the way here to support the Hilltoppers.
You're exactly right. A great night for football, huge crowd, and here we go with the opening kick.
The opening kick is going to be hit and out of bounds it will go. Well, Soup, this is going to be an interesting ball game. A lot of playoff implications on the line with this one here. Nettleton with a team that's averaging around 40 points a ball game against a very slow-paced, smash-mouth type football team. I expect out of Houston tonight. Could be the doubles of both evils tonight. Could be a really interesting ball game here.
You're exactly right. It's a great matchup here. Houston could have some trouble with this Nettleton speed that we've come to see from Nettleton this year, and going to be interesting to see what happens right here on the opening possession.
Well, the opening possession goes to Dixon. Dixon bounces it to the outside. Nice stiff arm, but a good open field tackle that time made by number 8, Eddie Neal, out of the Hilltoppers. So good job by the Hilltoppers there. Soup, they got a solid pickup on first down, but a good job of quickly closing up the outside and making the tackle.
That's exactly what you got to do. You got to keep Dixon from getting that corner, and they were able to do so. Now it's a second down and about 8-yard situation. 4 wide outs here for Nettleton.
A 2-yard pickup by Dixon. Dixon gets the ball this time once again following his blocker, bounces off a tackle and picks up the first down and then some. There's flags down, so hold everything. So after the 2-yard pickup out of Dixon, he initially runs for about 13, maybe 14 on that last play, but we do have flags down, so hold everything. It is going to be holding against the offense, so Soup back that one up there, negate the nice run by Dixon, and a break there early for Houston, which in this type of ball game here could be really the team that gets the most breaks early or often could possibly come in and slip up and win this ball game.
You're exactly right. A penalty negates a big pickup right there. Going to actually put them now in about a second down and 11 situation here. Ball back somewhere in the neighborhood of just beyond the 35-yard line.
So Bolin calling out the play from the line of scrimmage. He's got 3 wide, 1 in the backfield. Brownlee is your tight end. Awaiting the snap now. Bolin wanting to throw. Airs this one long, and a jump ball is incomplete. And Soup almost that time. Number 18 on the defense for Houston, Malcolm Hogan, looked like he turned to receiver. And number 5 from Nettleton, that was Cole, almost turned into defender that time and went up and slapped the ball away from the Houston Hilltopper defender.
You're exactly right. That time Bolin put it out there way up in the air, and that time Cole just unable to get to the ball. Pretty good defensive play out here by the cornerback 18.
Third down and 11 situation here for Nettleton. Nettleton wheel route. It's tipped. Nice job tipping the ball up in the air. It's going to be ruled an incomplete pass. So a good play that time defensively by the Hilltoppers. And I tell you what, somebody forgot to tell the Hilltoppers there's a big underdog in this one as they're coming out and they're playing hard. That time a nice play by number 24 for the Toppers. That was Stanfield, a 10th grader.
Boy, that was a big play right there, and unable to get the ball out there, too, on the little swing route. And Houston, as you mentioned, not going to give very much here in the early goings here. They're going to get a punt here that should have great field position here for their offense.
Snap back's a good one. Bolin rushed that punt as he saw someone coming from the corner. It's shanked to the side. It's going to hit and take a Hilltopper roll all the way back to the 40. And actually, that time, the punter came up and fielded the football, so Soup, look out. Early things going the way of the Hilltoppers.
I tell you what, boy, this has got definitely to favor the Hilltoppers right here, as Bolin had to down his own punt on the 40-yard line, and boy, do they ever have great field position there in Tiger territory here, and a good opportunity here for the Hilltoppers to come in here and kind of put the Nettleton Tigers with their backs against the wall here on their home field.
Well, this will be the first time I've seen the Hilltoppers in person this season. So we'll see what they come out with. Ricky Ware at quarterback. Ware looking over the defense, come underneath center. Takes the snap, he's going to give it to the second man through it. He is tripped up at the line of scrimmage. And I tell you what, that was a big hole that he opened up that time, Soup, as he was able to fall forward for maybe a 1-yard gain, or actually no gain on the play is what the referee spot the football. But I tell you what, if he's not tripped up on that one, he's got a lot of real estate to burn.
You're exactly right. That time just unable to give his legs going that time, and unable to come up with anything positive that time. Good job by Nettleton of stopping him for no gain.
So it'll be a second down and 10 situation now here for the Hilltoppers. 2 receivers split up top, 2 men in the backfield. Ware still at your quarterback. Looking over the defense once again, taking their time here. Gibb is going to be the second man through, and he drives forward. That's going to be Gates, and Gates is rumbling, stumbling, bumbling for a nice pickup that time. A big pickup by Gates. Looked to be close to 7 or 8 yards on the play. As that was number 71, I believe Will Hawkins in on the tackle. So it'll be a 3rd down and 1 situation. It'll give him a gain of 9 on the play. And Soup, a nice run there on 2nd down, set up a 3rd down and short situation here.
Gates busted through the line of scrimmage and picked up some pretty good yardage that time and put them in a 3rd down and very achievable one to go here for the Hilltoppers. They want to keep this possession going.
Well, the give is to Gates once again. He picks up the 1st down and most importantly held on to the football as he was trying to be stripped of the football as he went down. Will Hawkins coming up and trying to cause a turnover, but he does pick up 3 yards on the play. It's going to be a 1st down and 10 situation now here for the Hilltoppers, moving the chains, putting together a nice drive here to open the ball game.
They really are. They're putting together a nice drive, and this Houston team is coming in with looks like a lot of confidence in this game and have really got Nettleton on their heels right now.
Well, they changed the play at the line of scrimmage now, but it's pretty much simple football here. Off left tackle, off right tackle, back and forth with Gates on the carry that time. And another positive pickup of about 3, bring up a 2nd down and 7 situation here for the Hilltoppers, and that's what you need, at least 3 to 4 yards on each 1st down attempt.
You're exactly right. He's picking up some positive yards here. Already got about 15 yards of rushing here on this drive. Nothing fancy. They're just trying to run the football right now, and talking to some of their assistant coaches before the game, they said that was what Houston was good at, was running the football, and that's what they were going to try to do here tonight against Nettleton.
Once again, the give to Gates. Gates bounces it to the outside, skips one man. This is going to be a foot race. We got a flag down, I believe, and he's going to be hit and dropped out of bounds. Flags flying all over the place here, so hold everything, Soup. But that was a nice run once again, as this has just been all the Lamar Gates show to start with.
It has definitely been a lot of Lamar Gates, and that time he showed some speed to the outside, able to break the corner and get the corner, and able to come up with a huge pickup, but we got to hold everything till we sort the flag out there on the far side of the field.
Well, the officials, there's 2 separate penalties here, so we'll see what they call as the man in the white hat making his way towards. We got holding against the offense. This is a 5-yard variety face mask, and the penalty's offset. So basically, we just have a redo.
You're exactly right there. We're going to have a redo here on somewhere in the neighborhood of about the 6 or 7 yard line right here, and the Houston Hilltoppers with a definite advantage here in the early going here at Nettleton.
So the clock is running. That's one thing they do want to do is have a slow type offense tonight and keep that high-powered Nettleton offense on the sidelines. I guess, Soup, you can say almost the best defense tonight for the Hilltoppers is going to be a solid offense.
You're exactly right. They're crowding the line of scrimmage right now. Nettleton, they're going to look like they're going to come after him.
Waiting the snap now. The give is going to be to the fullback. 1st man through, number 12. He's dragging him, going to the end zone. He's to the 5 and down. Touchdown, Hilltoppers. And I'll tell you what, Soup, there is a shocked crowd in front of us there, as that was a 26-yard run that time on the touchdown by Ty Harden. And I tell you what, Soup, there is a quiet crowd in front of us.
I guarantee that right there has quietened the crowd right there. And boy, how do you better look out here, man? This is definitely going all Houston's way here in the early going.
We're waiting the extra point here. Not the strong point of either one of these teams is going to be the kicking game. So we are awaiting the PAT here, the kickback. It is up, and it is
good.
So Houston taking an early 7-0 lead here over Nettleton. We'll take you to a quick break. Be back with more right after this. And welcome back to Action, Soup. Shock crowd here. Houston come out. They said they won't keep this thing a ground attack, try to grind out the clock here. 8:07 to go. Houston, thanks in part to a bad punt by Nettleton, taking a 7-0 lead.
I tell you what, they look very confident and did a great job of running the football. A short kick right here, and they trying to come up with a turnover right here, and they're going to be a hit out of bounds, it looked like, and that's going to give Nettleton great field position here for this drive to start on.
Well, even though Houston already put 7 points on the board, we have seen Nettleton play this year. They can score on you in a blink of an eye, but that's one thing you really can't afford to do is give a very solid, positive, or stout offense, if you will, that Nettleton has possessed this year, putting up 40 points a game. You really can't give them short field.
I tell you what, you don't want to give them anything right here. You was already going to give them very good field position on about the 35-yard line, but now they're going to have the ball across midfield after this penalty is going to be marked off, and boy, this is going to be a big blow right here.
Well, Nettleton needs to answer back here, try to get some life back in this crowd below us. Soup, you got to give your hats off to Nettleton. Standing room if you're lucky here, out supporting their Tigers here. So it's going to be a 1st down and 10 situation. Ball in between the 49 and 50. Bolin checking the defense now. Making his adjustments at the line of scrimmage. Now Houston making some adjustments on defense to give. It's going to be Dixon off tackle that time, breaking it up the middle. And a big carry that time by Dixon. And hello, there's the life back in front of us. Underneath us below from the Nettleton fans. A big run of about 14. Make it 16 on the play that time for Nettleton.
Boy, that right there was a good-looking run, a big hole, and Dixon looked like he was running with a lot more effort that time also, and this may have been a wake-up call for this team here.
Absolutely. So it'll be a 1st down and 10 situation here for Nettleton. Quick out pass this time is complete. Word, you want to carry it forward for a positive gain of around 5, maybe 4 on the play. We'll see where they spot the football. Good quick out that time. That's going to bring up a 2nd down situation here for the Tigers. Well, so we got some other big ball games going on in the area tonight. Oxford hosting Clarksdale in a clash of 4A powers there. Jeremy Kennedy, Ryan Whittington on the call of that one. You can check that one out here on W07BN, Channel 98 Sports. There's a pass over the middle. It is incomplete. And that time a hard pop put on after the pass skipped off his hand. Not a bad move by the Houston Hilltopper. Let him know, hey, if you're going to across the middle, you're going to get popped. And so sort of put that thought in the back of his head later on in the game.
You're exactly right. A good job that time. It looked like he was going to be able to catch that football that time, and Jones took a pretty good shot that time, and Boland is now 1 for 4 here on the night.
This is a give to Dixon. Dixon trying to cut it to the outside. Now cuts back upfield, and he's going to be wrestled down quickly. We have flags down. So the flags are flying here. It's going to be a holding penalty whistled against Nettleton, as that was Ty Harden on the tackle for Houston. So right now, Nettleton starting to show a little frustration because they haven't really had this type of performance. Stupid penalties, killing drives. Another one here.
You're exactly right, man. They're having all kind of trouble right here, and this is just not going in the favor of the Nettleton Tigers right here.
So now they're going to march it back up. Apparently we had 2 flags down. Holding was declined. So they declined the penalty. Smart move by the Houston coaching staff, because now it brings up a 4th down and 7 situation here for the Tigers. And the Tigers coming out, they're going to go for it here. Little confusion back and forth on what to do as the play clock is down to 18 seconds. Houston fans across the way getting a little rowdy. Quick pass out to Word. Word catches it. Has a nice block up the field. He's going to fight. He's going to be hit at the line. Oh, Soup, this is going to be close. Depends on a left foot, right foot spot here. If you're Nettleton, if you pick up the 1st down, that was a huge hit on the sidelines.
You're exactly right. A good looking little swing pass that time, and it's going to be, depending on the spot, very, very close there to the 1st down yardage. Looks like they're going to be about the nose of the football short, or have got it right here, because that is definitely going to be a close call there on the far side of the football field.
Well, the officials are looking at it there. We're going to zoom in as tight as we can on it as the officials discussing this one a good bit. Of course, now we can't see some of the players walking in the way, and judging by the Houston reaction, you're right, Soup. They were short by the nose of the football, and the Hilltoppers have held.
Boy, this is a huge win here for the defense right here Houston able to hold Nettleton once again. So it's been a rocky start here for Nettleton offensively, and didn't have a lot of luck on the short field. Now the Houston Hilltoppers are going to have to go somewhere in the neighborhood of about 75 yards here to pay dirt, and be interesting to see if Nettleton can put an answer to this Houston running game that we saw that was very effective. And this is going to be a big tail of the tape right here for Nettleton if they can stop Houston's offense.
7:08 to play here in the first quarter. Houston once again taking their time here. Play clock down to 5 seconds. They get to play off, and they give us to Gates at the backfield, and he stumbles forward. And another nice pickup on first down, Soup. I tell you what, this Houston team did as I expected they would do coming in this ball game. Just basically, I guess you say, run the fourth quarter, trying to run the clock down from the get-go as they let that play clock run all the way down to about 4 seconds before snapping the football.
You're exactly right. They just they're not doing anything fancy. They're just running off tackle right now and coming up with some big yardage here. 5 yards there on first down, putting them in a second and a long 5 situation here.
So it'll be a second down and 5 situation, as you mentioned, Soup, here for the Hilltoppers. And Gates once again, but he's hitting the backfield, breaks away from it, flags down. So apparently it was a pre-snap penalty here. A false start against the offense. And Soup, that's one thing, if you're Houston, you can't afford to make those type of mistakes right there. If you're going to play this style of offense tonight, you cannot have the pre-snap penalties to back you up after you get on a second down and 5 situation.
You're exactly right. Now that's going to negate the 5-yard pickup there by Gates on first down. Should move them back to about the original line of scrimmage, and going to put them in a 2nd and 10 situation here. And as you mentioned, Houston doesn't want to give any yards that they gain positively back tonight, and that's exactly what they've done right here, it appears.
Absolutely. Another ball game going on. The rivalry game of Monroe County. Or hold on one second. They overturned this. I didn't see. They're going to call this against the Tigers. So as soon as we thought they motioned illegal procedure, they call. So I didn't catch the call, Soup. I was looking down at the roster. 5-yard pickup on the penalty. It's going to be close to the first down once again. So as soon as we say they can't make those type of mistakes, that is Houston. Apparently it was against Nettleton. So to bring up a second down and inches to go situation here. Man in motion. Give it around this time. Breaks up the middle of the field. Fights forward for a positive gain of 5 on the play. Young on the tackle. That time the give was to number 3. That was Pratt on the carry. So Pratt picks up 5. Soup, the more and more we go into this football game, the more and more, I guess you say, shocked we look here. Because
tell you, they're really doing a great job of carrying the football.
No, we're not shocked that Houston's competing. We knew Houston was a very good football team. Just this Houston team is coming out and they're running their game plan as expected, and they're executing right now. And tell you what, this is a very, very good job right now by the Hilltoppers. Give to the fullback, first man through. They are just ripping apart the offensive yardage right now in the first half. I don't know if I'm Nettleton, Soup, if I don't take a timeout here and try to just get these kids refocused, because they're coming off a big win against Amory last week. Granted, you have a tendency to look over a team like Houston that, may have not had some biggest games this year, but the games we saw, they've always been competitive. They've had a chance to beat Amory. They had a chance to beat Kosciuszko. And right now they're showing everybody what type of team they have.
They really are. They're not that big or anything, but they're just hitting the holes hard and really running with some determination right here.
Once again, the play clock down to 5 seconds. Went to burn a timeout here. Well, that time they're trying to change the play at the line of scrimmage. Looked up and saw only 2 seconds left on the play clock. We owe you a station break. We're going to take one. We'll be back with more here from Nettleton. 7-0 with 5:07 to play here. Back with more right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Gore, Soup Campbell on hand in Nettleton for this division matchup. The give is going to be to Gates. Second man through. He follows forward and picks up the first down. A gain of about 5. Soup. They're ripping off about 4 to 5 yards per play here. And they're not doing it in any fancy style. They just give it up, run north, going full speed once they get the football.
You're exactly right. They've got about 61 yards of rushing already in this football game here, and we're in the neighborhood of the 5-minute mark still left in the first quarter of play, and they already over the 60-yard rushing mark here. They are the Hilltoppers rushing here in the first quarter.
Nettleton Tigers need to come up with an answer here. First pass of the ball game. It's going to be thrown out, and that was not the prettiest pass in the world, but I guess they're just trying to keep the defense honest that time, Soup, trying to come out and gamble on first down.
You're exactly right. They tried to swing it out here to Williams, but unable to come up with a football that time, and going to put them in a 2nd down and 10 situation here. The first pass of the night by Ware, just a little bit too hot for the intended receiver, Williams, here on the outside.
You take a look at Ware, looking over the defense now. Looks over to the coaches on the sideline, gets a play call. Once again, running this slow, methodical style offense tonight, which was going to be the game plan coming in. They get to play now. 4 seconds on the play clock. Give is to Gates. Gates turning forward. And he breaks free. Lamar Gates, where did he go, Soup? I thought he was tackled.
Miss.
And Mr. Gates finds his way in the end zone from 48 yards out. Soup, I thought he was down. I was actually zoomed in on a player. And the next thing you know, this kid is 10 yards away from the play. And he's in the end zone.
Tell you what, you talking about a shocked crowd and a shocked team right now. That's Nettleton, boy. This Houston team is coming here and run the football, and boy, are they ever putting on a show right here in the early goings here of the first quarter of play. They put up 2 quick scores.
Well, Nettleton's about to get it together offensively, or this one could get out of hand here the way this Houston Hilltopper team's playing. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're not mistaken. Houston out to a 14-0 lead. We'll take you to a break. Be back with more right after this. Get ready. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Gore, Soup, Campbell on hand, and right now we've got a 14-0 score in favor of the Houston Hilltoppers. The Delta fans coming to life here, trying to get their team to get fired up in this ball game, Soup. But I think if you would have asked anybody across Mississippi, who do you think would have a 14-0 lead at the 4:38 mark of this ball game, just about 99.9% of these people would answer Nettleton. Word drops the football, and he is hit and wrapped up, and he is punished. I tell you what, Soup, this is not the Nettleton team that we've seen up to this point in the season.
Boy, they really having a letdown here in this early part of the first quarter of play, and Houston is definitely capitalizing on it. You'd have to think that this Nettleton team would come alive here before long, but they need to come up with some positive offensive yardage here, come up with some first downs, try to get a score back here in this ball game, and try to get back closer to even again, as the Houston Hilltoppers have really got all the momentum on their side right now.
So Houston, after they got the deep kick, they pin them out. And hold on, we got a different set here. Actually, Jamie Bolin is lining up at quarterback. And they direct snap back to Word. Word breaks it to the outside, breaks the tackle, gets to the outside. This is a foot race, and he is going to be tackled and brought down for behind. That time, Houston was confused on defense with Jamie Bolin lining up out at the wide receiver point that time. A gain of about 19 on the play that time on the carry by number 1, Jeremy Word.
Word showed his athletic ability that time. He lined up at the quarterback position, took the snap out of the shotgun that time, took it around the right end, off to the races, as you mentioned, and got all the way to the 40-yard line, and a big pickup of some 19 yards there by Word. Great pickup there on first down.
Brownlee in motion now. The give is going to be to Dixon in the backfield. Dixon following his blockers, fighting forward. Had a good run that time. That's like a gain of about 3, maybe 4. We'll call it a gain of 4 on the play is Ty Harden once again on the tackle for the Hilltoppers. Well, Soup, this ball game, you just feel like it's your own edge the whole time. You're expecting Nettleton to break loose with a quick score. At this time, I give to Dixon once again. He's hitting the backfield, but I tell you what, at the same time, though, you're expecting this Houston team just to keep dominating the game the way you look at it here. Total surprise. I guess I'm a lost word. I don't want to sound like I'm taking anything away from Houston, because Houston's a good football team, but I was expecting it to be a reverse role. Maybe Nettleton coming out early, setting the tone, with Houston coming back later. But I tell you what, credit Coach Doty and the coaching staff for Houston. They've come out, got this team ready to play.
You're exactly right. They've done a great job, and boy, are they really on top of their game here tonight.
Bowling in the shotgun, 3 receivers in your living room. Quick pass to the outside, that one high. It was caught, but once again, nice defense that time out of Stanfield. So a minimum gain that time, Soup. So some of these plays that usually get broke for a big gain now, the Houston Hilltoppers are playing sharp defensively, and they're making every bit of offense that Nettleton has earned so far in the ballgame. They've earned it.
You're exactly right, boy. They're not doing anything real impressive or anything, but boy, they're just putting together. They're putting together a great game right now. Are the Houston Hilltoppers?
Well, Bowling back to punt, needs to get away a better punt than he did last time. Last time I think the punt only netted 7 yards. Excuse me, it's going to be a fake up the field, but Houston on top and ready for that one. And look at these coaches and these players across the way for Houston. And they are fired up, Soup. I'll tell you what, I don't know the last time I do know the last time I've seen Houston this fired up. Back in the day, Houston at Amory, same situation here. Houston came in playing the spoiler, ended up coming up and beating Amory on a 2-point conversion back in the Rusty Funk days of Houston. This game's starting to take on a lot of that tone.
I tell you what, boy, they are really fired up, doing a great job, and who would have ever thought they'd be able to snuff that fake punt out and able to stop them there and turn the football over in Tiger territory on the 49-yard line here. Another opportunity here for the Hilltoppers.
So we're at 2.5 to go here in the first quarter. The Hilltoppers already up 14-0. The give is to Gates. Gates takes it forward. He's hit hard, but he's fighting, trying to go forward. Nothing going there. As that time, Tiger fans get behind the team as they like their defensive effort, as about 4 or 5 Tigers on the play that time.
You're exactly right, boy. They got him that time, and he might have got a couple positive yards that time, but just not a whole lot there that time as the Tigers converge. But already here in the first quarter of play, he's got somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 yards rushing already here in the first quarter of play.
Well, this is going to be the Lamar Gates show tonight as he does check out. In the backfield now is Pratt. This is going to be a second down, and we'll call it 8 situation here for the Hilltoppers. Play clock down to 2 seconds. 1 second, they just get the snap off in time. Miscommunication in the backfield, and that's what Nettleton's going to have to take advantage of. The mistakes Houston made, because they're not making a lot of them to start this ball game, Soup. They've got to take advantage of those type of mistakes if they want to stay in this ball game, because this ball game, Soup, already dangerously, I say this, chance of getting out of control.
You're exactly right. It could definitely get that way, and looks like Nettleton's going to rise up here after being down 2 scores. They gave them a short field. They backed them up now, and Houston in a long 3rd down situation, about 11 yards to go right from the midfield stripe this time.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do here. They're not known to be a strong team passing the ball. 3rd down and 11. This is going to be a draw to Gates. Gates up the middle. Oh, just tackled or tripped up that time by Will Hawkins. Number 71 on the play. I tell you what, Soup, if he doesn't make that, they've got the first down and a new set of downs.
Gates picked up another big gain right there. Going to be about a gain of somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 yards that time. Still going to put them in a short of first down yardage on about the 41-yard line here, and it looks like that Houston's going to go for it here.
Toppers wanting to go for it here. 17 seconds on the play clock, 25 on the game clock. 4th down, call it a long 2, short 3 situation here. We just saw the Hilltoppers get a stop on 4th down. Now the Tigers trying to answer on the other end. Snap back, looking to throw. Throw out to the flats, it's high and incomplete. And that time, Soup, you got to wonder about the play call. They've been ripping them apart across the ground. They saw they stacked them up in sight that time. A bad pass out of Ware. Turnover gives the ball back to the Tigers.
You're exactly right. They just not not a whole lot positive there, as they had been grinding the ball out on the ground, went to the air and just overshot the receiver that time. The receiver looked like he slipped trying to make his cut on the outside and went over his head.
Quick pass to the outside. It's complete. Slips off one tackle. Gets a block going out towards the 50, and that's going to be a flag. And then some. That Soup, that was a lick, but it was about 3 yards out of bounds. And that's what you can't do. You've got to play with your emotions in check in this ball game, because those type of penalties can really swing the momentum in a ball game.
You're exactly right. That time he did a great job of just keeping his feet moving, and that time a late hit by Gates out of bounds that time is going to add positive yards here on the outside, and that right there is very costly.
5 seconds left on the clock here. 14-0 is your score in the first quarter. Adam Gore, Sue Campbell on hand here, as this is going to be a give to Dixon. Dixon breaks it to the outside, jumps one man, looking for a block, slips in between defenders and goes forward, and it's going to be a big pickup there. Going to be close to the first down marker. I think they're going to be about a yard shy, but Soup, what an exciting first quarter of play. 14-0 is your score. We'll take you to a quick break. We'll come back with the second quarter of action here from Nettleton right after this. And we break into the commercials. We come back to action here. The give is to Dixon. He's hitting the backfield, but he's trying to fight forward. And Soupy is driving forward. I tell you what, for the kid with the bum wheel like Dixon has, impressive drive that time, able to fight forward for positive yards after being hit in the backfield, and moves the chains for the Tiger first down.
He picked up there about 4 there on the play, is able to gain first down yardage, and Nettleton is starting to get behind their team here as they've put together a pretty good drive right here. A lot of it's been on the legs of Dixon there, and he's done a great job of carrying the football.
Dixon goes again right up the middle, fighting forward, twists and turns and falls forward for another positive pickup. Right now, so it looks like these two teams are just getting into basically fisticuffs, saying, all right, you're going to run the ball down our throat. Here it is. See if you can swallow the same pill.
You're exactly right. They're not doing a whole lot of fancy offensive play calling or anything like that right now. They're just really running the football at each other, saying who can stop who.
Bowling coming underneath center this time. Dixon in the backfield. Play action fake. Or excuse me, I thought he was already through it. Let's see if they're going to say it's complete. They're going to say it is a catch. So I guess I just read Bowling's mind that time as I moved the camera before he actually threw it, as the official's going to come in and talk about this one. But they are going to say it's a complete pass, and it will move the chains once again for a Tiger first down. So Joe Young on the reception that time for the Tigers, and Soup, here come the Tigers.
You're exactly right. A gain of about 10 yards there on that pass play. It's going to put them in a first down situation here. Looks like just beyond the 10-yard line right here. Nettleton Tigers in position to score here. Oh, goodness.
Well, hello, Mr. Gates. Gates was shot out of a cannon into the backfield that time. Might have got away with a face mask on the tackle, but talk about timing the snap and getting in the backfield. Mr. Gates did just that.
He's come to play here tonight. He got a costly penalty against him just a few minutes ago, but that time he did a nice job of knifing through, and we've already seen him on the offensive side of the football pick up some 84 yards rushing.
Bolin out of the shotgun once again now. It's going to be a second down and goal situation. Once again with the pump fake, going to have to deliver it. Tucks it and runs. This time delivers downfield. Jump ball is up. Touchdown Tigers! Soup, what a play.
What a catch.
Well, I lost Bolin. He pump faked about 30 times that time, Soup. Dunked one guy, twists, turns, jukes, jives, and then the jump ball in the end zone. The officials waited for a second to see if he had it, and then they come up, signal touchdown. What a play for the Tigers.
Unbelievable. What a catch there by Jones. And you have to commend Bolin of keeping his composure and coming up with a big strike there to him in the end zone. He was pretty well covered there on the play, threw it up, and Jones went up and got the football.
This is Brownlee on to attempt a very important kick here. Can make it a 7-point ball game. Kick is up. The kick is, it's good. And we've got a whole new ball game on hand here, folks. 14-7. Houston leads. 10-10 to go here until halftime. Back with more right after this. And welcome back as we missed the kickoff there, Soup. But a short kickoff, solid return that time by Houston. Right now, the Houston Hilltoppers have got to come back and put together, once again, stay with that game plan. Don't panic. You just gave up a nice, electrifying drive that we've seen out of Nettleton all year. Houston got to stick with the game plan, come out here, and just move this ball slowly but surely.
You're exactly right. They don't want to get in a hurry or anything like that. They want to use the clock, put a great game plan together early to go. Let's see if they'll stick with it. As you mentioned, they ran the ball very effectively in the first quarter. Let's see how they handle it here in the second.
Play clock now at 10 seconds. Ware taking his time. Come underneath center now, takes the snap. The give is going to be to Gates. Gates breaking off a tackle, still fighting for it. I tell you what, there's about 22 kids on this football field right now, Soup, that want to win this ball game, and they're playing and putting it all on the line here early.
You're exactly right, man. He's not doing anything fancy, but he's coming up. He's coming up with about 5 or 6 yards every time that he touches the football, and now he's at the 90-yard mark here. He's already got 90 yards rushing here in the first half.
Gates, you take a look at him there. To get to play from the sidelines. We expected him to have a big night tonight for Hilltoppers. But I tell you what, almost 100 yards before the first half. I don't know if I expected that. Give this to the fullback this time. He gets the first down, and this time this is going to be a foot race. He's still going, still up, dragging guys down inside the 10-yard line. Big run that time out of number 12. That's Ty Harding.
That's his second big carry of the night. The first one was a 26-yarder. This one here, it's going to cover a whole lot more than 26 yards.
That was a huge carry. He moves the ball down to the 9-yard line. Super wanted a calculator for this.
About a 47-yard gain.
So, tackle another 47-yard run. He's going to be pushing 100 yards in the first half, just off these couple of carries. So, first and goal here for the Hilltoppers after the Tigers answer quickly. Houston doing the same thing here, only via the ground attack. This time, 3 in the backfield for the Toppers.
They started early, I believe, that time.
Either that or we got a delay of game as the play clock went to 0. It looked like we could be either one as one of them shifted a little too soon. Either way it goes, it will be against the Hilltoppers. And so it will take them back. We'll see what they call. They do call a delay of game. Soup, I'm like you. They could either call delay of game or a illegal procedure that time against the Toppers. But that's one thing they cannot do. They've got to get to the ball, got to get up there and get the snap going here and not really commit a lot of mistakes in this ball game. So once again, they come with a 3-back set now. Old school smash mouth football, Soup. You got to love it.
Boy, they're running the football effectively right now.
There's the give to Gates. Gates knifing his way through. Gets up the middle of the field, and he is hit and brought down that time. As he picked up right back to about the 10-yard line, so got the penalty yards. So another nice run that time as Gates running hard in this football game. I tell you what, these are going to be a bunch of tired kids in the locker room at halftime, and we still got 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go until halftime. So the ball is on the 10-yard line. Second down and goal situation here for the Hilltoppers. They're up 14-7 here in the first half over the Nettleton Tigers. Trying to tack on more points to the board here are the Toppers. Give this to Gates, a little cross action give. Gates runs forward. Pickup of maybe 2 or 1 on the play. Pickup of 1 as Will Hawkins comes up on the play. And along with number 52 that's Dale Seymour for the Tigers making the play. So right now the Tigers, Soup, they're not letting them in the end zone. They're not putting out the welcome mat for the Hilltoppers.
You're exactly right. They want to try to hold them out right here. They've put together another great run. Brought a long way down the field this time. And they've definitely knocking on the door right here in Nettleton. Got to come up with some defensive stops right here, and none bigger than this one right here.
3rd down and goal situation here for the Hilltoppers. Pitch out to Gates. Gates, throwback. And that's a backwards pass, and a good job by Ware just to be smart enough to get out and cover that one. I think Gates telegraphed that one too far, not being patient. Hey, Soup, they're not leaving anything on the table tonight. How often do you see a quarterback throwback play in high school football?
You're exactly right. You don't see that very much. And that time, a pretty good little thought in mind, but it just didn't work that time as Gates didn't put enough on it, and there's a timeout on the field.
Hilltoppers second timeout. We're going to talk about this 4th and goal situation. We'll take the break with them. We'll be back with more right after this. Fourth down and goal here for the Hilltoppers. This place is loud. The give is Martin, the number 12, and he finds the end zone. Soup, I lost the football from the get-go, and I say so did the Nettleton Tiger defense. And a big play call that time, giving it to the fullback, and the Toppers put more points on the board.
You're exactly right. He's very, very effective also. He's got 65 yards.
Absolutely a 9-yard touchdown run that time. Out of number 12, Ty Harden, who has had an impressive night running the football tonight. Waiting the PAT here. 20-7 is your score. With the extra point pending here. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Hilltoppers take it now to a 21-7 lead. Super going to keep it here. Your thoughts so far on this football game?
Boy, this is unbelievable right here. They've got 174 yards rushing here in the first half. Do Houston as a team, and they've not been doing anything fancy. They haven't been able to throw the ball. They're 0 for 3 in the passing game, but boy, if they ever run the ball effectively, Nettleton has just been unable to stop them defensively. They've come up with some big runs, and it's unbelievable.
We got 174 yards rushing that number 5.
As we just got an update from Oxford, 6-0 is your score. Clarksdale's favor over the Chargers. Soup, that's impressive numbers. I don't care who you are. Almost 200 yards rushing in the first half.
174 yards. That is very impressive.
As we're waiting the kickoff here from Houston. Steps into it, puts a foot, pops this one straight up. Fair catch is called for, and we'll be taking it about the 30-yard line. Soup got to question the fair catch that time. He didn't really have anybody 20 yards inside of him.
The ball was kicked high, but as you mentioned, they didn't do a great job of coverage down the field. Had some green pasture in front of him, some blockers in front of him, but elected to have the fair catch that time. And Nettleton has definitely got to come up with a way to stay up with this Houston Hilltopper team, who has put up 3 big scores here in the first half, and we've got 7:06 remaining here before halftime. 21-7, Houston shocking Nettleton right now.
Well, you got Ladarius Cole down here below. Don't be surprised they don't go for a big shot here. There it is. Going to go one-on-one. Cole stretches out. Oh! Soup, that would have been a huge catch right there, as they did get the one-on-one coverage for Cole they were looking for. Cole just a step too slow that time. As that time, a good coverage that time by number 15 for the Hilltoppers. Don't have a 15 on our roster, but some of the Nettleton fans wanted to pass interference. That was solid defense.
Good, solid defense. Good coverage here on the outside. And Hogan did a pretty good job here on the outside.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 situation now here for the Tigers. Tigers back to pass once again. Pressure coming. Bolin in trouble. Somehow gets away from it. Now it's going to throw this one downfield and out of bounds. We've got a late hit put down here on Bolin. Take a look at Bolin. He's still down on the sidelines. A little slow to get up, and there's his teammates to help him get up there. Soup, that's just one of them plays once again by Houston we talked about. You cannot make those type of penalties in this ball game. But wow, what about Jamie Bolin? That kid He's got testicular fortitude, as guess you can say on that one, as he had a big man chasing him down that time. Didn't think about throwing it down, didn't think about diving. He was wanting to make a team for make a play for his team.
You're exactly right. He did a great job of eluding the defenders. He ran a long way on that play and was able to throw the ball up the field, throw it out of bounds. Had a receiver in the area and took a pretty good shot afterwards, but it was going to be a personal foul there on the Hilltoppers and gives the Nettleton Tigers a big pickup here all the way to the 45-yard line.
This time they got 4 receivers split. Dixon and Bolin in the backfield. Houston making their adjustments here. Pass over the middle to Brownlee is complete. And a big pass play that time to the big tight end. We've got a couple of Hilltoppers slow to get up. But I tell you what, Soup, it's a little hard to It's kind of hard to pick up this football as much as Jamie Bolin pump fakes. That time he just delivered a strike right down the middle.
You're exactly right. That time he put the ball right at where it needed to be and gained about 17 yards there on the play.
So a big pickup once again. Tigers on the move. First down and 10 situation. Low snap. Pass out is complete. Spin move, still on his feet, still up. He's got the sidelines going and he's tackled. What a play that time, Soup, by Pierre Hadley. Hadley that time hit the circle button twice. And wow, you talk about wanting to make plays for your football team. That was a big one that time out of Pierre Hadley.
Boy, that was a good looking throw and catch that time and a big gain right there. And that's going to be a gain all the way down to about the 22-yard line here, and Nettleton in business right here.
6:22 to go here. 21-7 is your score. Give to Dixon. Dixon, a lot of running room up the middle. Bounces off one man, still goes forward down to about the 12-yard line. I'll tell you what, both these teams' offenses are starting to pick up steam here, Soup. This game could get fun.
It really is taking on some new flavor right here, as Nettleton has definitely put together a good offensive drive right here. He picked up about 10 big yards there and a big gain right there. He's up to about 48 yards rushing here in the first half, being number 22, the fine running back Dixon here for Nettleton.
Dixon's going to get the carry once again, trying to break it to the outside, lowers his head, but runs into a brick wall that time. It was the first down and 10 from the 13. Don't know if he got any yardage on it. Maybe just got stopped for no gain. Or excuse me, yeah, that was number 22.
Yeah, that was Dixon again, I think.
Yeah, I thought they said Martin, the ball carrier, but that was Dixon.
He must have been the tackler, because that was definitely Dixon.
So the Tigers once again threatening 5:35 and counting here. Second down, we'll call it 10. Lob to the end zone, jump ball is up, and it's tipped away that time. Excellent defensive play out of number 14. That's Williams of Houston. Don't know very many people that's going to be able to go up and jump with Jeremy Word, but that time he proves he's got a little bit of hops.
I'll tell you what, he did a great job of covering there on the outside, and it's going to be a third down and 10 situation here for Bolin and his offense.
As Sue mentioned, third down and 10. They got to get around the 3-yard line for the first down. Crossing route, passes up and complete, touchdown Tigers. Well, that was set up beautifully that time, Soup, as he got the quick cut to the inside and beat his defender that time. Did number 9, that's Ben McVeigh, on the touchdown reception. We talked about this game getting exciting, Soup. I tell you what, if we got a second half halfway exciting as this one, boy, hold on tight.
I've got Bolin as 9 for 14 for exactly 100 yards passing here in the first half now.
So we're awaiting the extra point here out of number 80. That's going to be Cody Brownlee. Holding for the Tigers will be number 8, Michael Burt. Soup, very important. Every extra point looks like it's going to be important in this ball game. A missed extra point here or there could be the deciding factor in this one.
Very high snap.
Kick is up, and it bounces off the pole. Soup, I might have jinxed him that time. 21.
Brownlee did a good job of kicking the football after the high snap, but it hit the upright, and it's a very costly missed extra point, as you very much alluded to there right before he kicked that one.
21-13. Houston holds on to the lead here. 5:23 to go till halftime. Don't you dare go anywhere, folks. Back with more right after this break. Well, Soup, they're hardly giving us even 30 seconds now. And there was a big tackle in the backfield that time. Nice play made by the Tigers. As that was Mr. Young for the Tigers on the defensive play.
You're exactly right. Williams was the return man that time. And good job by Joe Young that time of upending him there. And it's going to be holding against the Hilltoppers on top of that, and they're going to have their backs against the wall right here.
Well, one of the young receivers here for the Tigers, Scooter Seymour, being looked at by the trainers down below us. They've got they brought a splint out, so we might be seeing of course, with the precautionary measure in this game, they're going to take him probably and get him checked out. So we wish the best of luck to him, that's not a severe injury there for Seymour. So it's going to be a first down and 10 situation here for the Hilltoppers. You've got 5:19 left to go. This ballgame's been quick moving, Soup, but at the same time, though, it's a little slow glowing by the clock, but it's been an exciting one.
They're going to keep the ball on the ground.
That time the give was to Gates, and a good adjustment made by the defense that time. I think Gates is just tired, Soup. This kid is, I think, already eclipsed the 175 mark. They actually just went to the 175 mark. And so I'll tell you what, a kid with 175 yards at the end of the game is happy, but you have it in the first half. That kid's been doing some work.
He really has. He has really done a good job tonight of carrying the football, and he has got a yard on the last 2 carries, though. As you mentioned, he probably is getting a little bit winded here in the first half. He's definitely been the workhorse.
Second out in a long 9 situation here for the Toppers. Play clock now down to 5 seconds. Game clock down to 4:30. Give is to Gates that time. Once again, a good job by the Nettleton defense, cutting him down to a minimum gain. At that time, Michael Burke spearheading the defensive charge for the Tigers.
Just not a lot of positive yards there. He might have got 2 that time. He's got a total of 5 yards in the last 3 carries. They're doing a lot better job of converging on number 5 now, who's been the workhorse, Lamar Gates, here for the Houston Hilltoppers tonight.
A little confusion on the offensive side here for the Toppers. Still 7 seconds on the clock now. Where it comes underneath center. Gates still in the backfield. Gates gives the handoff once again. And I'll tell you what, Soup, he was just a slip tackle away from picking up the first down. As that gain good for 5 on the play. Break up a 4th down and a long 1, short 2 situation here for the Hilltoppers. Good defensive stand that time by the Tigers.
You're exactly right. The Tigers doing a lot better job of converging there on Gates. Gates has definitely been a workhorse here in the first half, and he's eclipsed the century mark just himself here in the first half, and have come up with some big runs here, but stopped this time, and Houston looks like they're going to have to punt the ball away.
Good punt this time. It's going downfield, filled at the 40. Good coverage that time. Actually knocked him back for a loss. So Soup, good coverage down the field that time by the Toppers.
You're exactly right. Doing a great job. A pretty good punt, as you mentioned. Had a lot of hang time on it. Gave his teammates some time to get down the field. Came up with a big stop that time.
Speaking of big, you got a big lead going on in Aberdeen right now. Amory up 42-0 at halftime over Aberdeen in that battle of the A game. Somebody brought their A game, somebody didn't.
You're exactly right.
First down and 10 here for the Tigers. Tigers trying to knock on the door here. Long pass downfield. It's complete. This is going to be a foot race right here. He's turned. Touchdown, Tigers. Soup, what are we watching?
Wow.
A first quarter and a half dominated by the Houston Hilltoppers. A 2-point conversion away from tying this ball game now here for the Nettleton Tigers.
62-yard touchdown strike. He's 10 for 15 for 162 yards is Jamie Boland here in the first half.
I believe that pass was complete to number 1 that time.
That's right.
Jeremy Word. I'll tell you what, folks, if you get up and leave to go to the refrigerator, blink for a second, you're missing something in this football game. Good grief. 2-point conversion coming up here to tie the ball game. Good play by Nettleton. Got to stay focused here. Houston, got to take care of business. TCB here on defense and keep the lead.
You're exactly right. It'd be an interesting situation here.
Bolin looking to pass, got pressure coming from behind. Somehow eludes it, still going, passes up, and it is tipped and incomplete. That right there, wow. What about Jamie Bolin just avoiding that pressure, Soup? But a good job defensively that time to keep the lead here. 21-19 is your score. Houston leads. We'll take you to a break. Don't you dare go anywhere, folks. Back with more right after this. And my good buddy Leo, I know he's watching this football game right now. He says he watches every weekend. So there you see Leo. Be sure to tune into the Black Gospel each Sunday on W07BN to check out Leo and all the other people bringing you that each weekend. The kick is up. It's a high kick angle towards the sideline, and it's going to be hit. And wow, the big man, the lineman, that time somehow hold on to the football. Who was that
75,
kid?
right.
I'm pretty sure when he gets to the sideline, the coach will say, good job on that football. But next time, get out of the way and let somebody that's made to catch a football catch it. Because that was a rough collision between two players that time. Could have popped that football free and really gave Nettleton a new life here.
Big call right here on the offense of Houston. They would like nothing more than to put together a good drive right here, eat up some more of that clock. They've got 2 minutes and 48 seconds to try to get back into the end zone here before halftime.
Well, this one has been a fun one, folks. Right, you stay tuned at halftime. We'll have the halftime entertainment brought to you by both bands. The give is to Gates, right up the middle, breaks it to the outside, gets a big block around the corner, cuts it up the middle, and a big gain that time, and a touchdown-saving tackle out of number 10. That's Joe Young. Joe Young has had an outstanding ball game defensively tonight. But Soup, as soon as we see a quick strike out of Nettleton, I tell you what, Houston answered right back with another big one themselves.
Boy, they did. That was about 30 yards.
So that pushes Gates over the 200-yard mark, right?
No, I'm thinking now that total while ago was combined because 12's got 67 yards. And I have him for somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 and 141 yards itself.
Well, he gets the carry once again. And see where they spot the football as Gates picks up 5 yards on the carry. So, Soup, as soon as we think this young man is running on fumes, all of a sudden he shows that he's still got a little bit of reserve left in him.
You're exactly right. I have him for 146 yards, just him by himself. But now as a team, they're going to be over 200 yards.
Well, that's impressive still with that almost 150 in the first half. Still, anybody would be happy with that at the end of the night. More or less a first half of play. Wow, with the offensive explosions we've had here so far. 1:48 to go here. Second down and 5 situation. Give is going to be the fullback. Fullback breaks through. He's going to be a foot race right here for Harden. Harden to the 5, and he is going to be brought down. Touchdown saving tackle that time. Out of number 23. That was Darius Smith who brought him down inside the 1-yard line. Wow, Soup, this is just insane football.
That's about a 36-yard gain right there.
So Harden, who's not touching the ball often, but when he does, he takes full advantage of it. 67. Getting tons of yardage there. The ball inside the 1-yard line. Basically, if you sort of just fall forward, you score in this one. So 1:26 to go here. Houston, a chance to tack on more points here. The Hilltoppers. Ware comes underneath center. Gets the football inside to Harden. Dives forward, hold everything. Football came free. Touchdown as recovered that time by number 1. That was TK Hollingworth with the recovery that time for the Hilltoppers. A huge recovery, Soup. For the Hilltoppers, credit Hollingsworth being Johnny on the spot that time and getting points put on the board.
Now Ty Harden, he's got 104 yards rushing here in the first half also for Houston.
So 27-19 is the score right now. As number 25 is Badola on the kick here. Snap back's a good one. The kick is up. The kick is good. So the Houston Hilltoppers answer right back with a touchdown of their own. 28-19, 1:11 to go. Flags down and holding against the Hilltoppers. So hold everything. That could be huge there, Soup. We've already seen Nettleton missed a PA extra point. If that one comes back and bites them here, and they miss this one here, really puts Nettleton and Houston back on an even playing field here.
You're exactly right. They going to have to kick a long extra point right here now, and that's going to give a big challenge to Oscar this time to see if he can get the ball through the uprights.
Just got a score report from Bruce, but 34-0 is the score, but don't know who's 34 or who's nothing. We're waiting the long attempt here. Kick back, it's a good one, it's up. And no, it's short. So Soup, my, how the tides have changed here. 27-19 is your score. Quick break. Back with the remaining 1:11 in this one. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to action, Soup. Wow. This has been enough excitement for 4 quarters, but we still got 2 more to go. And then a little bit more. 1:11 left in here. Houston just rebuilds the lead now to 27-19. Going to kick another high football. This one is going to be fielded, and he's going to break some tackles, trying to break forward. And that time he's going to bring the ball out to the 40-yard line. Well, Soup, we've already saw it don't take any time for this Nettleton team to score. We've got 1:06 left to go here. That's still a lot of time left on the clock, with Nettleton also having all 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. It's going to be exciting right here, ending the first half here, and we got time to see another strike right here as Bolin has really gotten on top of his game. As we mentioned, I've got him 10 of 15 for 162 yards here in the first half passing.
So it's going to be a first down and 10 situation. 1:06 left on the clock here. Going to have to be a big-time strike offense while time management here with all 3 timeouts. 1:06 to play. Bolin out of the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Quick pass out to number 5 this time. Takes his eye off the prize. And they're going to say that's an incomplete pass. Ooh, I don't know about that. That one looked like it was should have been a live football that time, but the pass falls incomplete. Most importantly, Soup, it stops the clock.
You're exactly right. That does stop the clock and gives them another chance at it right here.
Oh, I forgot where Adam Hamilton was. I thought he was at Bruce, but no, he's at Vardaman. So I don't have to ask who that was. 34-0 is the lead now. Vardaman over Hamilton. Low snap. Bolin picks it up. Delivers downfield. Jump ball, and it's being fought for. And the Houston Hilltoppers get the interception. Soup, that was a one-handed leaping catch that time on the interception. You got to get these kids off the field before you get an excessive penalty for celebrating here. So as soon as we say a lot of time left on the clock for Nettleton, 53 seconds left, Houston has a little bit of time here to put more points on the board. If you're Nettleton, you've got to get the defensive stop here.
You're exactly right. That time he just overshot his, or really undershot his intended receiver there, and that time Houston able to pick up an interception right there down the field.
So we'll see what Houston elects to do here. It's going to be a give up to Harden. Harden still fighting, but they do call the play dead. Said it stopped his forward progress. They're going to try to hurry everyone to the line here. As Houston quickly goes to the line now, coming up on 34 seconds left here. Houston still has 1 timeout left. So it'll be a 2nd down and 8 after that gain of 2. There's the give to Gates. Gates dives forward for a minimum gain that time, or a good gain. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 situation. And Houston is going to burn the timeout here. And Soup, we take a look here. Houston just used their last timeout. Haven't shown much of a passing game here. 27-19, 18 seconds left. They got to get this first down and quickly get to the line, possibly spike the football, and then see if they can just, by chance, bust a big run here, not run off the clock or get out of bounds to stop the clock. see if by chance they can just maybe get in field goal range.
You're exactly right. It'd be interesting to see exactly what unfolds right here. If barring a big run right here, you'd have to think that it's going to be hard for them to get down the field right here, because we've seen, as you mentioned, very little passing game here out of Houston tonight. But boy, if they ever run the ball effectively here in the first half.
Boy, wouldn't you love, if you're a Houston fan right now, to have Paul Vaughn tacked on for one more year. The kid with a leg for about 50 yards could really be a big-time player in this type of ball game here. Houston, a little confusion coming out of that timeout on the play as they make changes at the line. 10 seconds on the play clock. Pitch out. This is to Gates. Gates gets a block, busted up the middle, still going forward, and a big carry that time by Gates. They got to hurry up. Coaches are telling them to spike the football. They do have the first down, so the clock will stop with that with 11 seconds here. First down and 10 now. The ball is spotted at the 41-yard line for Houston. They do spike the football, and so now they will have one last shot at the end zone here. Second down and 10 situation. We're going to take the halftime break and listen to the bands and take a break ourselves here, Soup. I'm give out. So you can imagine what these kids on this field that's exerted so much energy in this football game feel like. A 27-19 Houston lead here, just 8 seconds away till halftime. Ball spot at the 41-yard line. Yeah, I think this is going to be the last play of the first half. What they elect to do in this one, your guess is as good as mine, because they haven't shown an effective pass game. But there's a give to Harden. Harden breaking forward, still fighting forward. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and they stop the clock now with 2 seconds. If they can get up to the line and spike it quick enough, they could possibly have a chance for one last play here. Houston waiting for the ball to be put in play. They do put it in play here. The clock runs, but they do run out the clock, so that will be how we end the first half here. Houston pleading their case, saying we've got 1 more second on the clock. And the official says, nope, that's your first half. What a first half, ladies and gentlemen. 27-19. We're going to take you to a break. We'll come back with the halftime entertainment here from Nettleton right after this. And welcome to the second half of action, Soup. What an amazing first half of football. I don't know if we could ask for a better second half here. I know you got some unofficial stats. Why don't you run down some of those stats real quick for us?
For Houston, in a great first half effort, I have them for 295 yards rushing the football in the first half. 5. They all doing Lamar Gates had by himself. I have him for 163 yards of rushing in the first half. Number 12, the big fullback, Ty Harden, I have him for 122 yards of rushing in the first half. And passing, I have him 0 for 3 in the first half. And on the other hand, for Nettleton, rushing the football, I have 22. Dixon carrying the ball 10 times for 55 yards. Word carrying the ball 1 time for 19. And Jamie Boland, the fine quarterback here for the Nettleton Tigers, I have him as 10 of 17 for 162 yards with 1 interception here in the first half of play. Those are very unofficial numbers. And on the penalty side of the football, I've got Houston with 4 penalties for 40 yards and Nettleton with 3 penalties for 25 yards. And that's where we come to after 1 half in the book. 27-19 to score. Houston over Nettleton, but you have to think, Adam, that Nettleton had to regroup at halftime and got to come up with some way to stop this Houston rushing attack here in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, Soup, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in either one of those locker rooms just to see how the coaches kept these kids' heads in this ball game. You look at a Nettleton team who really has come out all year, has not been challenged in any of their games this season. First challenge of the year they've got right now, trailing 27-19 to a very determined, hard-fighting, hard-nosed Houston team that a lot of people laughed whenever I said this Houston team is going to give Nettleton a good football game. Right now, 27-19, Houston's getting the job done.
They really are. Houston, boy, they came out determined, ran the football, and they've really staked their claim here in this football game. be interesting to see exactly how Nettleton attacks them defensively. They've got to come up with a way to stop this rushing attack of Houston, but they've been very sound in their blocking schemes, it appears. And I tell you what, 5, Lamar Gates has got some speed, and if you let him get his wheels up under him, he's going to cause you trouble the rest of the night. And Ty Harden, he's just a big fullback, and he's carried the ball very well first half, and Houston has done a great job of establishing the momentum here in this first half. Let's see who establishes momentum first here in the second half.
Absolutely. It's going to be very important right now for the Nettleton Tigers to come out and get a stop on this opening drive. They already trail 27-19 here against this Houston team. There's another high kick going to hit and be fielded right up the middle. That is number 3, still running forward. Nice return after the high kick. But so we go back to that point right now. Very important for Nettleton to get a stop. But if you're Houston, very, very opportune moment to go ahead and nail that nail a little bit deeper in the coffin. You're
exactly right. Houston would like nothing more than to put together just a great little drive right here, pick up some first down yardage, put some points on the board, and really knock this Nettleton crowd that's huge. The end zone is full of Nettleton Tiger fans along the fence. The stands are packed. They want to see Nettleton come out, put some positive things together here in the second half. But as I mentioned, though, Houston would love to take the crowd out of this thing and keep the momentum on their side.
Well, once again, right back to the ground attack as it goes up the middle. Nothing doing that time. Soup, we're going to be very important to see these two teams' adjustments here, as there was a nice stop in the middle on Gates as he got the carry. A gain of 1 that time for Gates. Soup, these two teams right now, there's a dead silence over sort of a rowdy crowd, I guess you can say, that's been throughout the whole ball game. It's almost as if we're just teetering on the edge here, waiting for something to drop and really break this ball game open for either team.
You're exactly right, Houston. That time stopped as Gates carried the ball for about a 2-yard pickup.
There's a give to Gates. Once again, he's hit and brought down, and that time he's still able to spin forward. Impressive run by Gates. That time was a whole host of Tigers on the tackle that time. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, but Soup, a good job of falling forward and gaining about 4 on that play.
You're exactly right. He just keeps picking up positive yardage. His momentum looked like it was stopped, but he spun to the far side of the field that time, picked up another couple yards, and now they're in a 3rd down and about 5, a long 5 situation right here. Nettleton with a chance right here to stop and put Houston into a punting situation right here with a big stop defensively if they could come up with that.
Well, Amory breaking out the whipping stick, 49-0 as we start the 3rd quarter in Aberdeen. There's going to be a pitch out to Gates. Gates following his big man blocking that time. And it's going to be close. It's going to depend on the spot here, Soup. Judging from our point of view, this is going to be really close. I think Houston may have it by just about a half of a football. I don't know now that I look at it.
Now they look like it might be about a half yard short.
I was say that was a home, I guess you say a Nettleton spot that time, as they're going to eyeball this one across the way. Official timeout across the field. You see the football right there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a big crowd of Nettleton fans, our players and coaches, on that football suit. We saw a big stop earlier after the Houston fans erupted on the far sideline. We'll see it again here if they get a stop here. I think there's enough slack in that chain. Just about a half a yard shy, Soup. So big time decision making here if you're Houston, but you got to figure with the success they've had running the football tonight, Ty Harding up the middle to get the first down.
Yeah, I believe that's definitely what I would do personally, but let's see exactly what Houston elects to do right here. They've been very, very determined running the football, and I believe I would give the fullback the football right here, as you mentioned, Ty Herndon. Just let him go straight up the middle, nothing fancy right here, just fall forward more or less and pick up this first down yardage right here.
Well, Soup, you see the official's feet right there. He's just got to get about halfway to his foot to pick up the first down. Here come the Hilltoppers fans, getting rowdy on both sides of the field right now. Nettleton stacking it in tight. To give to Harden, he gets the first down and then some. Ty Harden slips off a tackle. He's to the 10, 5 touchdown Hilltoppers. Soup, what a big play. We talked about this as a very important possession for both teams, and I'll tell you what, there is a rowdy sidelines and stands across the way for the Hilltoppers.
He's got 8 carries now, 44 yards on his 8th carry. He got 44 or more yards. That put him somewhere in the neighborhood of 166 yards of rushing tonight. Whoo, man, Ty Harden put it in the hard gear there after he broke the original line of scrimmage, and it was off to the races, and Houston has put on another score here.
Kick is up, and it is no good. So make that a point right there. So a point of interest as that kick is no good. Well, we'll come back with Nettleton's first offensive possession here in the second half right after this. 33-19, Houston lead. And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. Your score, 33-19, 10 minutes left here in the third quarter. Soup, Nettleton, no answer for this ground attack tonight out of Houston.
I tell you what, Houston has come in here and run the football. They've had a very, very good game plan since the opening kickoff, and they've really performed it to the best that they can.
Good fair catch made that time by McVeigh as he had a Houston defender right in his face that time, so they'll get the ball about the 36-37 yard line. We'll see where they spot the football here. Soup, right now, if you're Nettleton, you just go to your game attack. They got the ball moving well via the pass. So once again, you just got to put this in the arms of your quarterback, Bolin, here.
Bolin did do a great job of passing the football in the first half. Had 162 yards unofficially through the air in the first half, and they need to try to pick up some big yardage right here as they need to come up with some quick scores.
They give it to Word. Word breaks it off to the outside, gets a block, trying to get to the corner. And a pickup of about 14, maybe 15. That time, once again, they go with Word at the quarterback position and then spread out Bolin wide to the outside that time. You got to think, Soup, they might be setting that up here pretty soon for a drop back pass to Bolin if Houston comes up and tries to play it once again. Bolin, you see the quarterback right there calling out the play, but still going to the wide receiver slot here in this one. Word stays in at the quarterback position. Low snap, fumble on the play. Word tucks it. He's just going to run this one upfield. Does so and able to get positive yardage. Soup. That could have been a big-time busted play that time for the Tigers.
You're exactly right. He's going to pick up about 4 positive yards at a time, and it was very near disaster as a low snap, as you mentioned, but he made something out of anything. And, man, it was that was very near disaster for the Nettleton Tigers.
This time they bring Bolin back in at quarterback. Go out of the no huddle this time. Houston almost caught off guard. Snap back to Bolin. Bolin ball fakes. Good job of holding on to that one. Fakes once again. Tells his receiver to go. Now he delivers downfield, and it's going to be out of bounds. Well, Bolin holding on to the football for a while that time as he couldn't find anybody open. Call it a coverage sack or good coverage downfield that time by the Houston Hilltoppers, not giving Bolin any outlets.
You're exactly right. Really had nowhere to go with the football that time. Going to be a third down possession play upcoming for the Nettleton Tigers. They're going to have to pick up about 7 yards, maybe 6 yards here on 3rd and long.
Word is at your quarterback. Fakes it, goes up the middle this time, breaks in a tackle, getting the ball out to about the 35-yard line. This is going to be This is going to be close here.
It's going to be a very interesting spot right here as he's going to just shy of the 35s where they're going to mark him. It appears that he needed to go just a little bit further.
We'll see what they say here. Might have another drag across, or hold on, we do have a flag down across the way. Didn't see the flag. So the flag goes against Nettleton here. We'll see what the call is. Illegal procedure against the Tigers. So change that, negate. That was close to being the first down pickup. But super big, unfortunate break that time for the Tigers as now Bolin steps back in the shotgun.
3rd and 12.
Bolin gets the snap. Sets up the screen pass. It's complete. Dixon, but a nice defensive play that time. Out of number 14 for Houston to spill that one, as that was Williams. I'll tell you what, Soup, that had big gain if he could have broke that one tackle.
You're exactly right. That was about 8 yards there on the pickup, but it could have been a lot more had he been able to slip that tackle there that time.
Lumberton up 21-6 over Perry Central. I know we have 0 viewers watching in that area, considering it's a mere hour from the coast. I think it's just slightly outside the Pontotoc coverage area. As Nettleton back to punt this one. Going to try to play field position here. High kick. It's going to hit, and it's going to take a roll. And it's going to be down that time as Houston had no one back to return that one just in case of the fake that we saw earlier. But Houston held. Kept a high-powered offense out of the end zone once again, and a chance here. 33-19. You got to think if they put points on the board here, that's just going to make this just about a step away from impossible coming back.
You're exactly right. If they put some points together on this drive right here, Nettleton is definitely going to have their work cut out for them, as Houston has got to go somewhere in the neighborhood of about 84 yards here, and be interesting to see if they can hold them right here.
He's just saw a close-up look of Lamar Gates. It's been the Gates show tonight. He gets a carry once again, bouncing it to the outside. Got a foot race right here. Will Hawkins able to bring him down, but once again a nice carry by Gates. Picks up the first down and then some. Will Hawkins that time, the big man, showing his speed, as that was a touchdown saving tackle, Soup.
You're exactly right. He's got 22 carries now, and he's got 198 yards.
So he's closing in on the 200-yard mark in this ball game. Great gutsy performance by this kid. But, you know, we talk about him. Give the credit to the big guys up front and the Houston coaching staff this week. Coming in with a game plan. Got testy at times there, but they stuck to it, and they were able to build a 33-19 lead here on this one. The play clock down now to 5 seconds before he comes underneath center. They give to Gates, and that time in the backfield was number 61. That was Thornton. So he's got a big club on his hand that time, but didn't slow him down one bit as he got back there and hit him for a loss of 2. So it'll be a second down and 12 situation here. More importantly for Houston now, the clock is rolling. So that's one thing they want to do is keep this clock moving and eat it up as much as possible.
You're exactly right. Houston wanting to play time management right here. Want to do just what it takes to keep the chain moving and buy their defense some time off the field, getting ready to stop Nettleton. You know they've got a couple more tricks in their bag before this one's over with offensively.
Now Houston, they will pitch out this time and be knocked down. And Burt on the tackle that time. Didn't see who got the ball.
That was 3 carrying the ball that time.
That was Pratt on the carry. Break up a third down, and we'll call it a 4 situation here for the Toppers. So this is right now, if you're a Nettleton fan, you want to see your defense come up with a big play here. But if you're Houston, you would love to see another pickup of a first down, move the chains, and keep eating away at this clock. Play coming across the way now to Ware as he steps underneath center. 10 seconds on the play clock. Once again, doing a good job of utilizing the play here. Takes the snap as a give. It's going to be to the first man through Harden. And he is hit in the backfield and stood up that time. And I'll tell you what, Sue, that is not too often that you see that young man tonight in this ball game being stacked up and making the stop that time was number 8 on the tackle that time, spearheading it. That was Michael Burke, wrapping him up and allowing the rest of his guys to come up and make the stop, a huge stop there on third down.
You're exactly right. No gain there on the play.
So it'll be a 4th down and 4 situation here. And that's what the Tigers needed. We get a stop and try to get back in this ball game here. But once again, Houston with a good punt can really pin them back with poor field position here. Soup, it's been a while since I've seen a return punt in a football game for a touchdown. This kick is angled to the sideline. Won't have any kind of return on this one as it's going to go out of bounds. Not a bad kick that time with the speed this Nettleton team has. You back them up to about the 37-yard line. You would like to see it backed up a little bit further, but at the same time, you just take out the dangerous return man of Nettleton.
You're exactly right. The ball went out of bounds somewhere around the 37-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10. Tigers from that point. Houston going to be called on defensively right here. Nettleton needing some points on the board if any way possible on this drive.
So it'll be a 1st down and 10 situation. Man in motion was Hadley. This is going to be a give to Dixon. Dixon fighting forward, breaks a tackle, shifting his way through. And wow, Soup, how did that young man get through that kind of traffic?
I'm not exactly sure, but he came up with some positive yards that time, about 15 or 16 yards there on the play, and a big gain right there. If stopped momentarily, didn't wrap him up and bring him to the ground, he slipped outside and picked up big yardage.
Well, that's when you have to go back to executing on each and every play, especially in a ball game like this. Nettleton now speeding up the offense. Give it to Dixon. He was hitting the backfield, but breaks free once again. Gets a block, breaking it to the outside. He's trying to find the corner, and he picks up another solid first down. And I'll tell you what, good job of being patient that time by Dixon. He was just dancing around that time, able to pick up back-to-back first downs, and here comes the Tigers. 33-19, 4:51 to go here in this one. Dixon is going to check out here. And so now the Tigers with the first down and 10 situation. Give is going to be number 23 in the backfield. And Smith, the ball carrier that time, runs forward for another solid pickup of first down there. I'll tell you what, right now, some of that defensive line for Houston, putting the hands on the hips and grabbing those hip pads, might be getting a little tired out there.
They look to be getting a little bit winded there. They're doing a lot of stunting defensively, bringing a lot of people from their linebacker position on the rush, and it's wearing them down right now. Oh, very close to being another big strike there offensively.
That time it's out to McVeigh, just a step ahead of himself. I don't know if McVeigh might have saw the Houston defender coming charging right at him on that suicide route that time, but the pass falls incomplete. It stops the clock with 4:18, 33-19 is your score. It'll be a third down, and we'll call it a 5 situation here for the Tigers. Let's see if you got to think this is going to most definitely be 4-down territory for the Tigers as Dixon checks back in the ball game. In the backfield, you see Boland directing traffic. And we're going to have jump flags down. So I zoomed in that time on the quarterback. Sue didn't see what happened there.
I think actually they were trying to jump the snap count that time, and they changed the cadence just a little bit, went on a different sound that time, and Houston just got a little bit quick that time and jumped the gun, it looked like.
So we're going to see. They're going to say all sides against the Hilltoppers. So instead of a third down and 5.5, it'll be third down and a mere inches here. So this is going to be a big play for the both squads right now for Tigers to move the chains for Houston to set them up with a fourth down situation here. So Boland steps underneath center. Houston showing guys coming up, charging the middle. Jamie Boland takes it, picks up the first down, and does a wise thing. Soup didn't try to spin out or break that up for a big game. Once he saw he had the first down, just went to the ground and kept possession with the football team.
Didn't do anything fancy right there. Did a smart thing, just let Boland fall forward. Following his offensive line that time, picked up a couple of positive yardage and gave the Tigers another well-needed first down.
So first down and 10 to go here. Give us a Dixon. Dixon somehow breaks through, gets a nice block. Soup, how does this kid do it?
I'm not too sure. It looks like there's nothing there. He some way finds a way through there and picks up about 8 or 9 more yards. Looks like 9's what they're going to give him.
So it'll be a second down and 1 situation here. The Tigers will not say die in this one. Word with the football. Jumps one man, goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Well, Word that time just hurdled a man. He was able to get in the end zone. And now the Tigers answer back with a big score there. 3:27 left here in the third quarter. Woo, Soup. What can you say about this ball game?
Boy, they really stepped it up here now. It appears after that offensive possession there, if the defense can find some way to stop that Houston running game, this was going to be a barn-burning game before this one's over with here as Nettleton is struck here once again.
Well, we're going for the extra point here. It's a 33-25 game with the kick pending. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Houston thought it was no good, but the Tigers nail it through. Don't you dare go anywhere, folks. I know I've said this all the time, but 33-26 is your score. Still a lot of time left to play this one. Take it to a break. Back with more right after this. And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. Probably at home on the edge of your seats. Soup, do you blame them? You couldn't ask for a better football game.
What a game we've got here tonight. Nettleton just got to come up with some defense right here, and this is going to be more of a game than ever. I believe we're going to be off sides.
So it's going to be all sides here. I'll tell you what, Soup, you and I need to get together for more football games. I'm trying to think back to all the last 4 or 5 ball games we've done. Of course, the last one you and I worked together was that Amory-Shannon football game.
Right.
So I'll tell you what, me and you might be working together more often. We get some good football games.
We've seen several good ones together here lately, and this one's going to turn out to be another great one. It appears before this one's over with, as Houston and Nettleton doing battle here on the gridiron tonight. We've got another great one.
Soup, my cell phone buzzing. Clarksdale up 18-7 over Oxford in a big 4A clash there, with playoff implications on the line, playing for number 1 and number 2 in that situation. So a re-kick here. Would like to see a strong foot in this one if you're a Nettle fan. This time, kicked it straight up. They're going to catch the football, and they called a fair catch and then tried to run with it. Flags down. This could be against Houston here, as they called the fair catch and then took off running with it. So hold everything. A delay of game against Houston. So, Soup, we're starting to see those penalties shoot Houston in the foot.
You're exactly right. Houston going to be penalized here once again. And it's definitely not exactly what you want to do if you're Houston right here. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot, so to speak, and go in the negative direction as they did just there. They're going to be marked back inside the 35-yard line now, as they were somewhere in the neighborhood of about the 39. They're going to be charged with a delay of game here, and the Nettleton crowd starting to come alive here on the near side.
Once again, they're getting the play from the sidelines, milking the clock as much as possible. 33-26, 3:25 to go here in the third. The give is to Gates. Gates, whoa, what a big hit! Big time play there, Soup.
Man, what a play that time. A good hit there, good solid defense there by the Nettleton Tigers, and a gain of 1 there on the play. Not much there that time for Houston.
Brandon Britt, number 64, laying the lumber on that one. So Houston, once again, slow-paced offense. Good game plan coming into this one. Worked so far. They're up 33-26. The give in the backfield, Nettleton all on top of that one. Number 52 on the stop. That's Dale Seymour. And Soup, I think right now we're starting to see conditioning become a factor in this football game. Nettleton showing they're a little bit better conditioned than Houston right now.
You're exactly right. A gain of about a half yard there on the play by the big fullback that time of the Houston Hilltoppers. Harden, not much running room. And now Nettleton has really stepped up their football game. The crowd is really becoming a factor right here.
The chance of defense running below us. 3rd down and 9. Look at the pass. He's hit as he lets it go. Passes forward. Did he catch it? He caught it!
Unbelievable. What a catch.
Number 4 with the catch that time.
I believe it was 14 maybe. I believe that was Williams on the catch.
Big time play on that 3rd down and 9, Soup. Talk about not being able to throw pretty passes all night. Couldn't ask for a better one there.
Picked up 10 big yards right there on the pass play.
1st down and 10, ball at the 45-yard line for Houston. Houston once again taking their time, bringing the play to the line of scrimmage. Looking at the clock, watching it going underneath center at around 6 or 7 seconds, snapping around 3. That time to give is to Gates up the middle. Oh, he is hit hard. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage. And nothing doing that time for Gates as he took a hard lick that time, Soup, at the line of scrimmage. 1:30 and counting here before we shift to the 4th quarter. And right now, Lady Momentum is just dancing back and forth in this one.
You're exactly right. They're going to give him a gain of a yard that time. He's got 25 carries for 198 yards now on the night.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 9 situation here for the Toppers. Toppers happy to see that clock keep rolling here with a 33-26 lead. Wanting to pick up solid yardage here on this 2nd down. delay up the middle. There's a big tackle in the backfield that time, as that was number 8. Burt on the tackle. Soup, we've called that young man's name a lot of times tonight. He has made big plays when his teams need him the most.
You're exactly right. He's doing a great job. The senior linebacker, 170-pound linebacker, doing a great job tonight for Nettleton, and he come up with another big stop right here, a 3rd down. You'd have to think it would be a possession play right here for the Houston Hilltoppers because they don't want to give Nettleton a short field. You'd have to think it's a 3rd down possession play right here, a huge play for both squads right here.
3rd down, we'll call it short 9, long 8 to go. Play clock down to 5 seconds. 3 seconds. And they've got to burn a timeout, and the Houston coaches are irate. And Soup, in a type of ball game like this, timeouts and things like that are very precious.
They really are, and that time they just couldn't exactly figure out what they wanted to do, got in trouble on the play clock, timeout being called here by Houston.
We've got a final in the Amory-Aberdeen game, 48-6 Amory over Aberdeen. That is the final score. And Soup, no surprise there, Amory rebounding nicely after the loss last week to Nettleton. As that game, wow, Soup, good point you just made there. It's 9:06 and that ball game's over with. We're not even at the end of the 3rd quarter, so apparently the clock kept rolling in Aberdeen tonight. Either way it goes, I'm glad I'm here. 3rd down, short 8 or long 8 situation here for the Toppers.
Nettleton, you'd have to think, going to try to come with everything they got right here and put a stop to this drive right here and get the ball back for their offense. The tide is starting to change right here with a stop.
Give this to Harden. He breaks one, but then he's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Number 64 taking care of business that time. I'll tell you what, I guess they challenged him at halftime saying Harden's been running all over because he's come up big here. 4th and final quarter of play, 33-26. We've got a 4th down and 9 conversion coming up for Houston. We'll be back with more right after this. We apologize to Griffin Motors. We're not missing this 4th down conversion here as Houston is back to punt this one away. Looks like Nettleton's going to bring some heat on this one with Cole back to return. Coming up the middle. Oh, almost blocked. And the kick fielded by Cole. He fumbles it. He's going to be down.
Unbelievable.
Soup, what on earth are you thinking if you're Ladarius Cole?
Oh, my goodness. He tried to pick the ball up. Looked like he just got nervous, went right through his legs. Houston with a huge recovery right here, somewhere down in the neighborhood of the 10-yard line. Unbelievable.
Good grief. Well, I thought we saw everything in this game. Now you talk about your back being against the wall if you're Nettleton. Granted, we're starting the 4th quarter. It's a 33-26 lead here. Now Houston with a 1st and goal situation. Wow. You have to say not what you expected to see on that one. Well, Ty Harden. Now they can switch to the first look of the wings tee set all night. Man in motion. Give a wrap around, and he's hitting the backfield. It's Pratt. Pratt bounces off. Still fighting for it. He's going to be knocked down. They tried the misdirection that time, Soup. So it'll be a 2nd down and goal situation. The ball is going to be about the 4 or 5 yard line after that play.
Gain of some 6 yards there on the play, and Houston puts another little wrinkle into the sheets here tonight and comes up with a little different formation than we've seen out of them tonight. They run that wing tee offense. Do Houston pretty regularly, and the first time we've seen it here tonight, though. But they came up with a gain of about 6 there, putting them in a 2nd down and 4 situation here.
Ware gives hand over to the fumble. I think Nelson's got this football. Hold everything. No, I think Houston might have fell back on top of it now. As Harden had it, and they are going to say it's Hilltopper football. I thought there for a second Nettleton just got a big break of their own.
Wow. That was a big play right there. Lost the fumble momentarily, fell back on it. Now third down play right here, upcoming for both teams. You would have to think that they were going to try to get it in the end zone some way and somehow right here to try to widen the gap between them and the Nettleton Tigers. Houston still leading in the contest, threatening for more right here after the fumble punt there by Nettleton. Houston in the driver's seat here with a third down conversion play coming up.
Give it to Pratt in the backfield. He slips off the tackle, but he's going to be brought down and kept out of the end zone. I think he might have got down to about the 3, maybe 2-yard line that time. Soup, they're going to have to go for it here on fourth down.
You're exactly right. It looks like they're on the 2-yard line. They got a bunch of new players coming into the huddle, some fresh legs coming into the game right here, and it's a big play for both squads right here.
Fourth down, the ball is on the 2-yard line for the Hilltoppers, up by 7 in this one. Could make it a 2-score lead. Give it to Pratt in the backfield. He's hit. He's stacked up. And the Tigers say no. Soup, what a play by the Tigers.
That was a gang tackle. Just really never had a chance right there to break the line of scrimmage. And here it is. A big play right here for the Nettleton Tigers, and they get the ball back for their offense right here. Ball going to be somewhere around the 2-yard line right here. Their backs are against the wall, but they kept Houston off the scoreboard and kept it in range right here. And here comes Bolin, the fine quarterback of the Nettleton Tigers, into the offense right here. They've got to get the ball out of the end zone, though. They got their backs against the wall right here.
Well, Houston fan and Tiger fans, this is what you're going to come to see what your team is made out of. 98 yards to pay dirt here for the Tigers. The Houston defense can come up big here. They're trying to go big for the first play. Off the fingertips that time of Word. Soup, those have been plays that have been there all season long for the Tigers, but tonight just off the hands for about the second or third time we've seen tonight.
These Houston Hilltopper defensive backs definitely have to be commended. That time I think that was Hogan, 18 on the outside coverage once again for Houston, and they've really done a good job of staying step for step with these Nettleton offensive receivers tonight. And Bolin that time just barely overshot number 1 Word there on the outside.
This time they come in with a second out and 10 situation. They try it again. Goes to the inside. It's intercepted. They went to the well one too many times, and that time the Hilltoppers come away with the turnover. Good play defensively.
Unbelievable. Big play after big play. Houston with a big interception right there. I believe that was 18 Hogan. They went after him again. I think they fell on him a little bit awkward, and looks like he's going to have an injury there. Very unfortunate. He's holding his left leg, and that's very unfortunate for that young man after playing a heck of a game from his defensive back position after the interception.
With injury on the field, we'll take it with him. Be back with more right after this. And welcome back to action. 8:53 to go here. 33-26 is your score. A big interception that time by Houston. To give it to Gates, and Gates is hit. Fumble on the play. Nettleton's got the football going the other way. Soup, good Lord, what is going on here?
I tell you what, turnover after turnover, and a big play right there. We've got another Houston Hilltopper injured down on about the 2-yard line, and he's coming up. But he's hurt. It looks like a left arm injury this time for that young man there on the far side of the football field. It appears to be number 1, Hollingsworth.
Well, Soup. Woo! I'll tell you what. We've got our money's worth tonight, and I hope everyone watching this at home is enjoying this as well. If you couldn't make it out to this ball game, you've missed a doozy, and it's not even over with yet. 8:43 to go.
Tell you what, it's been a great game. A lot of turnovers and changing direction there. Or the Nettleton Tigers, and they're having a little trouble getting the play in this time. And now Bolin thinks he's got it together. He's got a spread set here, looking to make something big happen here offensively for the Tigers.
The give is to Dixon. Breaks to the outside, but he is knocked down after a minimum gain. That time, good tackle as he held on that time. Number 24 for the Toppers. That was Stanfield. We've called that young man's name a lot tonight as well, Soup, on the defensive side of the football.
You're exactly right. He picked up a yard that time, a tough yard that time for the Nettleton Tigers. Dixon just couldn't get his wheels going that time as the Houston Hilltoppers with another nice upfield pursuit.
So this will be a second down. We'll call it 9 situation here. Reverse to Word. Word got a lot of running room on the other side. So this is going to be a foot race here for Word. Word is off to the races. To the 20, to the 10. Touchdown Tigers. What on earth? A huge run that time of 76 yards. Or excuse me, 86 yards. That time for Jeremy Word on the reverse. What a play call by the coaching staff of Nettleton. We're an extra point away from tying this football game.
Unbelievable turn of events right here after the turnover. Word off to the races, and he comes up with a big play that time. Went 86 yards down the far sideline into the end zone, and we've got a new ball game here.
Soup, not bad for a basketball player.
Wow.
So this kick is good by Brownlee. A very important kick here for the Tigers. Brownlee can tie this one up with 7:56 to go in the fourth. And we've got movement on both sides of the ball. The kick is up, but we do have flags down. The kick was good, I do believe, but the kick will not go as we had movement. We'll see if it's going to be encroachment on the defense or if they moved as the guy on the end tried to come around that time. So hold everything. We'll see what the officials come out to say. Like I said, the defensive player jumped at the Tiger player that time, and they are going to say this one goes against Houston, I do believe. All sides against the Hilltoppers, so a break there, Soup, for the Tigers. Soup, we may be having to send in the time card for OT tonight. Brownlee. Snap back is good. The kick is up. No, he missed it. The snap was bobbled that time, and Brownlee, whoa, what a big miss for the Tigers. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. 33-22, still a lot of time left in this one. 7:56 to go. We'll be back with more right after this. Well, Soup, you couldn't ask for a better ball game here. The missed extra point now leaves it at a 1-point ball game, 33-32 in favor of Houston. But Nettleton with a big 86-yard run, that time on the reverse to Jeremy Word, to make this the most exciting football game I've seen in quite some time.
It's been a great one.
I happened to watch the 96 Bruce and Calumet City North Half Championship game last night and thought to myself, I would love to see another football game like that. We've got one on hand here. Good return, charge forward that time. It's still going, and a gain tackle that time as the officials let that one go a little long. But either way it goes, a return inside the 50, marking around the 48, maybe 47-yard line is where Houston takes over with a very, very good field position.
You're exactly right. We've seen a bunch of real short kickoffs tonight. That one may have come back to get Nettleton because the Houston Hilltoppers returned that inside Nettleton territory, and the crowd has definitely got into it here. And they're calling on the defense right here to come up with a big stop. Houston Hilltoppers have pretty well been stopped here the last couple times. They've had the football, fumbled the football on their last possession to stop their own selves.
Man in motion. Quarterback wants to throw. Short ball is up, and it's tipped away that time. Didn't know who he intended that one for. Soup. Don't know about that. You've been running the ball down their throat all night. Load this thing up and just let Gates take it and see if he can't stall you out or take you back to the end zone to go take a bigger lead here.
Guess they tried to rock them to sleep, so to speak, but 23 that time for Nettleton. Smith did a great job from his defensive back position to come up with a big knockdown of the intended pass. Ricky Ware just put the ball up that time, had 2 receivers in the area, but just couldn't get it there. As 23 with a nice play there, Mr. Smith.
So second out and 10 situation here for the Toppers. Draw. This is a Gates. Gates is tripped up at the line. Number 8 once again for the Tigers. This young man is playing one heck of a ball game tonight, Soup. That is Michael Burt. Burt, we've called this name tons of times tonight, but how big was that tackle right there? Because I think Gates saw green grass, white lines, and end zone, and just happened to have his feet ripped out from under him.
They just don't want to give up those extra 2 yards to put Gates over the 200-yard mark rushing. He's still at 198 yards here on 27 carries.
Both sides of these stands on their feet. 7 minutes to go in this one. Man in motion. Quarterback tries to throw over the middle. It's complete, but he's hit. The ball came free. They're going to say he was down. They will say he was down. No fumble on the play, but it will bring up, I believe, a short conversion. It depends on the spot if he's going to get the first down here.
Pretty good spot.
That was a really good spot, but they are going to be about a half a yard to a yard shy. 4th down in inches, Soup. Look at it on your screen at home. That's how far you got to go, about the width of a football to get the first down here on 4th down. This, ladies and gentlemen, could be the backbreaker of the ball game for either team here. 4th down, 6 inches to go for the Toppers.
The Nettleton crowd really calling on this defense right here to come up with a big stop. Be interesting to see what kind of play call the Hilltoppers give them, but it's a short 1 yard to go right here.
Quarterback gives to Harden up the middle. It's going to be close. It will be close.
They gave it to him.
They're going to say a first down as the line judge comes in from the side. Hold everything. The offense is trotting on the field for Nettleton. Turn over the football. No, they stopped him short.
Not even going to get a measurement out of that.
If I'm Houston, I beg for a measurement.
Wow.
You've got to measure this.
Wow.
Because he got an excellent surge on the football. Yeah, you hate to see that not be measured there, Soup, because he got a pretty good push. But credit those big guys up front for Nettleton to come up with a big stop there. 5:56 to go. 33-32 is your score. This is, I believe, Hadley in at quarterback now. He keeps, or excuse me, no, that's number 5. That's Ladarius Cole on the keeper that time. Pickup of about 2 on the play. Stoop, this is right now when you're Nettleton and you're Houston. You got to look back at the clock and say, look, there's a lot of time left. Let's don't hit the panic button just yet. Let's execute our offense.
You're exactly right. You don't want to do anything out of the ordinary right here. You want to stay definitely within yourselves.
Fumble on the play. Cole breaks it to the outside, gets a block. Cuts it back up once again, breaks the ball out to about the 46-yard line. Soup, it looked like his knee was really close going to the ground in the backfield. But what a play that time on what looked to be a busted play. Cole comes up and picks up the first down for the Tigers.
A big 12 or 13-yard pickup that time for 5. Cole and Nettleton are definitely on the move right here. It's going to take a big Houston stop right here defensively to put an end to this drive.
Low snap once again, ball's on the floor, and he's going to be down as his knee hit the turf that time. That's a low snap coming from center that time, Soup. Tiger fans can breathe a sigh of relief after that ball hit the turf.
Boy, that's going to be a loss of about 6 yards there. And that's a huge, huge loss right there. A low snap cost them 6 yards.
So it'll be a second down and 16 situation here. Now Jamie Bolin comes back in the shotgun. 4 receivers. Bolin back to pass. Pump fakes. Hit as he delivers. The pass is caught! And he picks up the first down. It's going to be out of bounds that time as it goes forward for number 4. That's Pierre Hadley. And a beautiful pass that time from Jamie Bolin.
That's going to be a gain of somewhat
18.
Yeah, about an 18-yard gain.
Well, that time Soup Bolin was hit as he released the football, but still delivered a strike. As this time they bring in Ben McVeigh, a very tall receiver down here. Look for him to go one-on-one and see if they can't get a quick strike here. Bolek keeps it. He breaks in the open field, trying to cut to the outside, looking for a block. Gets one for Badley, then he tucks it, and it's going to be brought down at about the 28-yard line. Bolin that time running for his life, Soup.
Bolin picked up seven or 8 yards there, tough yards, and a great job of Bolin just keeping his feet moving, trying to get here to the near sideline.
We'll call it a pickup of 7 that time, bring up a second down and 3 situation here. Hilltoppers need a big stop defensively. They go 3 wide up top. Hilltoppers show pressure coming from the middle. The give is to Dixon. Dixon breaks the hole and picks up the first down. Soup, how does this kid do it? It looks like he's hit the line of scrimmage, and you look up, he's 5 yards down the field.
Boy, he's doing a great job of just keeping his wheels moving. He's got great vision up the field. He's picking up big yardage there. And they're on the 18-yard line ready to poised to strike again.
First down and 10 to go. Tigers knocking on the door. Give it to Dixon. Gets a big block from number 1. Breaks it to the outside. He is going to be brought down inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line. But Soup, credit number 1 that time. Jeremy Word with a big block that opened up that big run. That time for Dixon. And Soup, you hear him down below us. Tiger fans on their feet, and they're coming to life here. And right now the Houston Hilltoppers have got to get a big stop defensively. Keep them out of the end zone here. Clock becoming a factor now for their slow style offense. Coming up on 3 minutes to play here in the ball game. 33-32 is your score. Bolin underneath center. Give it to Dixon. Dixon cuts to the outside, and he is in for the touchdown. Touchdown Tigers. Soup, a huge drive that time after committing the turnover, getting the turnover back, and then finding the end zone by Lance Dixon. 3:04 left on the clock. It's a 38-33 ball game. Very, very important play here. You've got to go for 2.
You got to go for 2 right here. As you mentioned, everybody's hollering here. I now have 22. Lance Dixon with 118 yards on the night rushing here for the Nettleton Tigers.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're a fan of offense and defense, if you're a fan of football, if you're a fan of competitive sports, as Nettleton's got it, they're begging for a timeout. They don't get it. Bolin in trouble. That's a fumble. Oh, Soup, that was dangerous right there. I don't know if that might have been a fumble that Houston could have, or that's a 2-point conversion, so they couldn't return it anyway.
Right.
So, 38-33, 3:04 left. We're going to take you to a break so Soup and I can gather our thoughts and catch our breath. Back with more right after this. Well, the ball fell off the tee that time, Soup. A very important kickoff here by Nettleton. We're trying to pin Houston deep, but if you're Houston, you need to get a big return here. The kick is angled towards the side. Taking it to 25 where he drops the football, and nothing but red shirts around him that time. And I'll tell you what, Nettleton is playing with a whole new life on this football field. But here, let's set this up, Soup. 2:59 to go. 38-33 is your score. A touchdown for Houston could win this ball game because their style of offense is a slow-going type offense. Can eat up a lot of clock here. So this is a big drive offensively for the Toppers, defensively for the Tigers.
You're exactly right. The crowd has definitely come alive here. They've gotten behind these home-standing Tigers, and the Hilltoppers have definitely got to come back to where they started here in this football game and just putting together a sound drive on the legs of their running game, and they've got to come up with a way to keep the chains moving and try to get toward the end zone right here.
Gates dots the eye, he gets the football, breaks it to the outside and breaks the tackle, and a nice pickup that time on first down, Soup, as Will Hawkins makes the tackle, but that's what you need. You don't have to hit the panic button right now if you're Houston. You still have plenty of time on the clock. A pickup of 4 on the play that time for the Hilltoppers, brings up a second down and 6 situation here.
202 yards on 28 carries now for Gates of the Hilltoppers tonight.
Play action fake. Blitz coming. Deliver it down the field. And please, the pass out to the 50-yard line. Soup, a first half where Houston looks like they couldn't even make a forward pass. They've come out and completed 2 huge completions here in the second half.
They really have. They have really done a whole lot different job from a passing game standpoint here in the second half. They're now 3 of 5 passing the football for 34 yards through the air, but that's another huge gain of about 15 yards there.
The chance of defense coming from the Nettleton fans, offense coming as there's a give to Harden up the middle. Nothing doing that time. They found a way to stop Ty Harden here in the second half. Under 2 minutes to play here. You look at the timeout situation, Nettleton with 3, Houston with 2. That loss for 1, bring up a second down and 11 situation now here for the Toppers.
That was actually Brister into the game. I think 11 that time for the Hilltoppers, and they're having trouble finding the play right here.
Hilltoppers are going to be forced to make the timeout here. And I think just some of the pressure on this young Toppers squad starting to get to them here. Take it to a break. Back with more right after this. Well, I think that guy just said it right, Soup. The advertisers have gotten more than their money's worth in this ball game. Soup, I tell you what, I don't know. It's going to be hard to ever find a ball game to top this one, even back in our vaults. 38-33, 1:35 left here. Houston with the football, second down and 11. Wanting to pass. Pass coming over the middle. The pass is up. It's tipped. Ooh! Almost a diving interception that time out of Davis. But Soup, important stat right there. The incomplete pass stops the clock.
You're exactly right. It stops the clock, but where's this passing game of Houston coming from? We've seen nothing of it all night. Now they decided they're going to go to the air, try to come up with some yards through the air. Nettleton has really stepped it up defensively and put a stop to the run of this Houston team. And now third down and some 11 yards to go here for the Houston Hilltoppers. Nettleton wanting to put a stop to it right here.
Dropping back to pass, the screen pass over the middle. As Will Hawkins on the play that time. We've got an injured Topper on the field to bring up a 4th down and 10 situation. Super big play that time. Defensively for the Tigers, they nicely set up. They knew they were going to bring the pressure, but they kept the big man, Will Hawkins, back that time to make the tackle. We've got an injury on the field, and Soup, this don't, or now he is moving. So the way he was laying, you didn't see him move for a second.
Very scary situation.
We'll take you to a break. We'll be back with more right after this. Soup, this press box is rocking up here as well as they are on the field. 4th down, 11 to go. The ball is 10 to go. Ball is spotted on the 50. 1 minute to go in this one. Houston back to pass. Pass over the middle is, Will Hawkins with a hit that makes the pass incomplete. It was caught. Would have been for a first down, but Will Hawkins puts his stamp on that young man from Houston. 2 players down from Nettleton and Houston, but what a shot out of Will Hawkins. Under a minute left. That could be your ball game.
Woo-wee. That was a huge collision. We got 2 people down on the football field right here, and man, oh man, what a collision.
What a play by Will Hawkins. He stops the screen pass. He gets back the big man in coverage that time. The Houston player had the ball if he would have got hit. All he had to do was come down with it. But that time, Will Hawkins come up and put a monster of a hit on that man right there. I tell you what, if the Tigers come back and win this one after that stop there, you almost have to name Will Hawkins your player of the game. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. 58 seconds left. Houston, no more timeouts in the ball game. Time for the favorite coach's play of his playbook, the victory kneel.
You're exactly right, boy. That was a huge, huge play right there. Nettleton looks like they're going to escape a big. Looks like they're going to dodge a big, huge bullet here on the night as Houston with a great game plan coming into this game. But it looks like Nettleton has come up with the answer at the right time, and they're going to escape a big, big charge here by the Hilltoppers.
Well, they do take the knee. As Houston calls a timeout. The board has no timeouts left, but apparently they had one left, so they did have to burn it there. But Super to bring up a first down and 12, or second down 12 situation here. 54 seconds left with no timeouts for Houston. It's just going to take something less. You can't really say less than a miracle. It's going to take a miracle for something to happen big here for Houston to get that football back with a shot to win.
They've definitely going to have to come up with a miracle right here, because all the Nettleton Tigers are going to do is drop back and take a knee. Unless they have a bad exchange from center, that's the only thing that's going to be able to save the Houston Hilltoppers right here.
Bolin takes a quick knee, and the clock will roll here. Once they put the play back in, 45 seconds left on the clock. Soup, man, what can you say about this ball game tonight?
It's been a great one. As we mentioned, the Houston Hilltoppers have nothing to be ashamed of. They came in here and did a great job, and they have definitely come up with a big play when they needed it tonight and have come away with a victory right here on their home field. But boy, did they ever dodge a big bullet.
Well, this last knee here should do it. Hold on, we got movement on the offensive line.
Unbelievable.
As Houston was jumping like mad that time. Nettleton coach is going to say they were drawn offside by encroachment, but I don't believe they're going to get that call. But once they put this thing, actually I don't think they have to take a knee now. Once they mark the ball, the clock will run. 14 seconds, 12. Nettleton does not have to snap the football. The Tigers have come from behind to win this football game. And Soup, what a game from the Houston Hilltoppers and the Nettleton Tigers. But let's say this real quick. 318s, beware. This is a Houston Hilltopper football team that is going to come ready come the playoffs.
Right.
That right there is your dark horse in 3A. They've battled with the best, Amory and Nettleton. They've almost beat these two teams. If they can rebound from this loss and the Amory loss, that team right there can make huge strides in 3A playoffs.
You're exactly right. They've got a great running attack. They came up with some huge yards here tonight. The fine running back, Lamar Gates, had 202 yards rushing the football tonight. The fine fullback for Houston, 12, Ty Harden, he had 122 yards rushing the football. And if they can run the ball like that right there, they can definitely make some huge strides before this one's over with.
Absolutely. And for all the Nettleton kids watching at home, the fans, the players, everyone, do not hang your head after this loss. You have impressed me, Soup. I know they've impressed you. As you see the bat there for Coach Cantrell. But Soup, you've got to say, hats off to Houston. But now let's focus on the victors. This was a statement victory for the Nettleton Tigers. They come off the big victory last week for Amory, able to come back this week and pick up the big win against a very tough Houston team.
I tell you what, they did exactly what it takes to get the job done. It wasn't anything real fancy or pretty or whatever. They gave up some huge yards rushing the football tonight, but they came up with a big victory right here. They came back and did a great job and have come up with a huge victory here on their home field in front of their home crowd. And it was a great home crowd that really brought them out of the cellar in the second half and came up with a big show.
Had to say a word to some of the Houston players, our coaching and video team leaving here, but I tell you what, man, you look at this Houston team right here. They are very dejected heading to the locker room. They fought The Morgans might get on for me saying this. They fought their butts off tonight not to win this football game.
They really did. They had to pull out everything in this game because Houston definitely came in and did exactly what they needed to do to win this football game. Unfortunately for them, they came up on the short end of the stick, but they definitely have to hold their heads high because they have definitely come up with a great effort here tonight.
Well, that's going to wrap it up from up top. We're going to get everybody in the locker room, give them a chance to catch their breath, and we're hopefully going to have a few words with the Nettleton coaching staff. Heck, we didn't even do this, man. This might take us a while ourselves. Player of the game, both squads. You have to look at Gates being your player of the game for the Houston Hilltoppers. Across the way, you almost have to give it up just to the entire Nettleton team able to come back in this ball game, but I have to give it defensively to Will Hawkins as he had a huge game with the big stops there in the end to hold off the Houston Hilltoppers comeback.
You're exactly right. The Nettleton team has to be commended on a great comeback, but Hawkins did come up with some huge plays, none bigger than the game-saving one there toward the end.
Well, that's going to wrap it up from up top. 38-33 is your final in a thriller, folks. You'll want to order a copy of this one. Give us a call at 662-983-2801 there at the TV station. We're going to take a break from up top, hopefully have a post-game show coming to you from the locker rooms right after this. Man. And we're back with the post-game show, talking with quarterback Jamie Bowling. Jamie, I tell you what, an exciting football game. Really set the character for what type of football team you have, but hats off to this Houston football squad as well.
Yeah, they're a very good team. They run the ball real well. Linemen just come off and block real well, but defense stepped up second half, and they made the plays that we needed.
All right, talk about it offensively in the second half. You guys come out, got some passes, a big reverse to Word, really sprung open y'all's offense, seemed to set the tone and sort of shift the tide there.
Yeah, that was a big play, and I think that really set the tone to get us motivated to get more momentum on offense, and that just carried us out throughout the game.
All right, let's talk about this Houston team. They came out the ground attack. Ty Harden and Gates, that young man, this was a team that wanted to come out and win this football game. But fortunately for you guys, you got it together the second half, like you said, was able to pull off the victory.
Yeah, I think we were kind of overlooking them a little bit, but we made some adjustments at halftime, and defense really stopped the run basically the whole second half except for that first drive. But very good job defensively.
All right, who you guys got next week? Aberdeen. So another ball game there, one of those you really can't take lightly. Aberdeen always a dangerous team there as well.
Sure.
Well, congratulations on the victory tonight, and good luck as the season progresses.
Thank you.
And we're talking with Coach Cantrell now, your 9-0 Tigers coach. But I tell you what, that 9th win was a hard one.
It was, and we felt that way coming in. We knew that we're by far the most physical team. Well, I don't say by far, but the most physical team we would have played this year. And they didn't let us down on that assessment because they really knocked us off the football the first half. And of course, we didn't know that we'd be very good at that. We're not very big on defense, and they just lined up and ran over us and kind of tried to make us like that. And boy, I think they had about 298 rushing in the first half or something. And that's, if you coach defense like I do, that just tears you up. But we made some good adjustments at the half, and the main adjustment was just the effort by our kids. I thought they wanted it, and they played hard and played a lot better on defense second half.
All right, Coach, offense is like the slow-down type offense for Houston. Sort of got under the skin of the offensive guys a little bit and tried to come out and force a few things early.
Yeah.
Talk about how you kept the composure of some of these kids used to the high-pass, high-flying ball game.
Well, we think Lance Dixon's as good as anybody, and that's always a great option for us. And Coach Clark did a good job of pulling the reins back, I guess, so to speak, when we needed to, because I think we had to kind of tried to force some things, and giving it to Lance, that's a good way for us to regain composure. And our offensive line trapped extremely well, and he made some good cuts. Our wideouts Hustle made some good blocks for him in the open field, so that kind of got us back in a good rhythm. And we had some huge running plays tonight for us.
Absolutely. And Coach, let's talk about this Houston team. A lot of people that thought that sort of the Amory game was a fluke for them. They come out and give you everything you want tonight. This is a very good team that's going to be a big dark horse in 3A when the playoffs roll around.
No doubt. Watching them play Amory, probably if they don't fumble 3 times, then I'm sure they win the football game. fumble once inside the 10. And we felt like if they didn't turn it over against us, we were going to have trouble beating them. And, you know, they are there. They are really physical. Our kids will be really sore tomorrow. And both those backs, you know, the fullback's so big, you just got to hang on and yell for help and hope some of your buddies come help you get him down. And that tailback, you know, he's not that big of a kid, about 180, but boy, he runs hard. And, you know, broke a lot of tackles tonight. And I just think, you know, they slow the game down. And, you know, they snap the thing with 2 seconds to go on the 25-second clock. And if you play like we play, that just keeps you off the field. And, you know, I think that's kind of the recipe for beating us is for sure to, you know, to keep our defense on the field more and more.
Well, Coach, we talk about your defense. Our player of the game we named Will Hawkins, go with a big stop on the screen pass and then a monster hit on what would have been a catch to keep the drive alive and move the chains.
Right. And he, you know, Will's our leading tackler on the year. I don't know how many he had tonight, but I know he had 144 going in 8 games. So, yeah, that's a lot of big plays for him, and it's somebody that was not a middle linebacker until last year. He's just really kind of feeling himself out in that spot, and Will just has good ball skills. He finds himself around the football, and you know that's one of those things. That's just a natural gift for him, and takes good angles, and therefore makes a lot of tackles.
All right, Coach, up next you got Aberdeen to close out the season. Talk about practice this week. Of course, you're probably going to take a little less physical contact to start the week after this bruising ball game.
Sure.
But keeping the guy focused on the task at hand.
It's you know, and you know, I talked with Coach Dees at South Pontotoc, and he said Aberdeen's going to scare you to death when they walk out on the field just because of their sheer physical stature. And you know, I'm sure they will. And we won't be very physical in practice this week just because it's late in the year. I guess it's about the 14th week of practice. So, you know, we're not going to be real physical and hope to be healthy going into that game because Aberdeen always plays us tough. It doesn't matter to us that they're 0-9. They may have won tonight. I don't know.
They lost to Amory tonight.
Lost to Amory tonight. So they're 0-9. And, but that won't matter to those kids. You know, they got a chance to knock us off, and we're the division champions, and that'd make a good year for them, a good ending note for their year.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on a hard-fought victory tonight. Good luck next week as well, and then hopefully good luck and have a long push throughout the postseason.
Thank you.